Sup, guys. We're here for the Yu-Gi-Oh accounts with not a deck profile, but a combo guide. I know it's so odd to hear. So I'm going to show you examples of combos and basically where you want to go to. This is going to be a key card, and this is based on the I'm about to call Shirayumi, the Chaos Zombie deck profile that I posted a little while ago. So if you need a link to that, I could post it if this video interests you, just needless to say. Now, here we go. Let's make this happen. So, Shirayumi Solitaire just recently came out, and it's a very, very key card to anything that can play zombies. And when you play zombies, Unizombie has been a backbone card for a long time. But one issue that I think most of us can really freaking agree on is the problem is you can't get zombies into the graveyard and pump him up to like level 4 and then of course have that whole combo without needing other cards. Now that becomes irrelevant and becomes 10 times easier to do the combo we wish. So I'm going to show you the one of the most important combos to know for this deck, and that is the starting Unizombie combo. So basically, whenever you see Shirayumi Solitaire in your opening hand, or if you're this works even if you're playing normal zombies, you can use him to view him off, send him to the graveyard, and get Unizombie. Unizombie's currently level 3, so we're gonna send one from the deck. That's gonna be Mizuki to boost him up to level 4. Now that he's boosted to level 4, this is our graveyard, this is our field. He's level 4 currently. We're going to bash out the Mizuki to get the Solitaire back. We're not going to use Solitaire's effect again because it's only once per turn with the same Solitaire. So what we are going to do is we're going to synchro them together. I know synchroing is just freaking insane right now. You go to Sideframe Lord Omega, and from Sideframe Lord Omega, you're going to go to standby phase. Your opponent goes to standby phase. You put the Mizuki back, and you're ready, set up all over again to do it again. You can deck in again. You can go into Unizombie again. You can go into a level 8. You can go into a level 4, whatever, rank 4. You can go into whatever you need. And you can get any zombie into that graveyard that you need at any given time from that Unizombie. And that's only half the engine, which is the beautiful part. I'm going to show you the rest of the engine now. Alright, so let's talk about the Lightsworn engine. This is only 2 cards to it. Well, 3, technically. So I'm going to get out the rest and we'll talk about how this works. Solar Recharge at 2 is, in this deck, hasn't been the backbone since Unizombie didn't have Solitaire to play with. Now that it has Solitaire to play with, this engine isn't as powerful. Still good. It's not as powerful. One thing I want to talk about is Raiden. He's still a backbone card. I may end up bumping him to 3, dropping this out of the deck completely. We'll see how that goes moving forward. Lila basically just pops back row. That's her whole goal. And Lumina is going to get you a Dante plays. And that's all with Charger Light Brigade. You could do that into the Dante plays. And it just speeds up your zombie side of things. You know, you just go right into it. Said, throw stuff in the grave. You can even do it with Unizombie and Solitaire, which is the beautiful part. The beautiful part. And you can do that basically if you're just getting out another Unizombie out of your deck. So I think what you all want to see currently is not just, the combos going to Sideframe Lord Omega because that's like the greatest card on the planet right now. I think what you all want to see is some test hands. Non-BS shuffle test hands and what you could do with it and what I would do with it from there. So this way you can get a better idea, furthering your knowledge on the deck profile itself. Not just seeing the cards, but seeing them in action, seeing how I would play it. So there's going to be no cutaway here. We're going to go with whatever the deck gives us, and we're going to make it happen. So this is a hand that I would want to go second on because I need an additional card. That's not a good hand at all, and it does happen. It could be the shuffling, it could be whatever it is. So let me show you exactly how I shuffle. I usually shuffle like this. I usually try to cut it in there, right? And then I also like to do that number, and then there's the other number which has a habit of bending sleeves. We do that in OCG land, folks. We do that in OCG. See, I can't fucking do it for shit. So that's why I typically don't do it. So, first off, bad hands. Let's hope for something better. We give it to an opponent. An opponent decides to cut whatever way they want to cut. Cut it up. Then we're going to draw 5. Our 5 consists of these cards here. So, Charger Light Brigade, Mill 3, Mizuki, Twin Twist, Lila. So I'm instantly going to use that knowledge to go straight for freaking Lumina. Well, actually, you know what? I'll go for Raiden. Now, Raiden is the risky combo, Alright, so pretty much what you guys are here to see, what you want to see, is the shuffling hands, the no, BS cutaway crap. You want to see how the deck functions. You want to see the consistency of it. There's that Charge of Light Brigade on the bottom, because that's too good to have. So let's talk about the possibilities of these 5 cards. I see a light, I see a dark. Obviously, I set that on board just to get my dark in the grave, play the light, Effect Veller if need be. And then I have Gorge to protect myself before I wreck myself, and obviously try to build up the Dark Orb or Light Pulsar. And Collapse Serpent. So deck would start floating at Collapse Serpent with Effect Veller, Tribute, go into Light Pulse, get the Search, and your deck sitting, you're at 2 Darks in the grave. You could set up for Dark on the following turn, which that's what you really want to see. But unfortunately, we didn't really see it there. So Chaos Dragons work in various ways depending on the user, depending on the person who built the deck, depending on how you use it. They are a great budget deck. I will say that much. They really are. That's why I have 2 separate versions of Chaos Dragons, because they're just fun as hell to play. This is the optimal hand. This is the hand you want to see 90% of the times. Now, I can't say forever that you're always going to get this hand, but when you do, oh god, is it fucking fun. And I'll show you why. So we're going to use Solitaire's effect. I'm going to tribute him off. He's a Lone Fire Blossom. That's how he works. So if you understand Lone Fire Blossom, you understand him right away. There was a key difference is that if you bring him back, you're not going to be able to tribute it again. So Konami knew what they were doing. Used Unizombie's effect to send Mizuki, banish Mizuki for Solitaire, and now we can play the Charger Light Brigade game. The Charger Light Brigade game is fun. It depends what you mill there. But for the sake of the video, what I'm actually going to do here is I'm going to rewind just a little bit. Just a little bit. I'm not rewinding the footage, I'm rewinding this. So I don't like to use Mizuki's effect if I have a Charger Light Brigade and this card right here in my hand that I can utilize. Or, like, if this was the light one, or actually it doesn't matter because it matters what's in the grave. So Twin Twists, Lila, Chaos Sorcerer. Once that Chaos Sorcerer is in the grave, then I can make use of it. So the lights we're going to go for is a Raiden, because that'll build for next turn. What I want in the graveyard, however, is Goblin Zombie, because if you use Goblin Zombie in the graveyard and you synchro with him, you get a search. But we could do that this way, just a little bit differently. So we banish out our Chaos Sorcerer, and we can synchro on up into the Cyphering Lord Omega. We get search for Collapse Serpent. We're going to summon that Collapse Serpent on the board, because we want him there to basically just have defense. Now what we can do is we can utilize the Mizuki, bring back the Unizombie, right? I just drop my cards here like a moron. And then synchro into, what do we got here? We can synchro into Clearwing. That's the one I was looking for. And then Clearwing plus Cypher Lord Omega is pretty nifty. And you have this in hand to build for next turn. As long as you have BLS in hand, you're good. But considering we're going to put Mizuki back, let's see our light count. Yeah, our light and dark count, we're good. So we put Mizuki back because we wanted to focus on that zombie engine. We rip a card opponent's hand. They had to try to jump over this. We also have the Effect Viller. It's delicious. So, hi Lila. We use Lila to break up stuff and then basically go into Unizombie. And if I'm not mistaken, we can go into Michael because it doesn't require a light tuner. Or does it require a light tuner? I don't remember. It does not require a light tuner. It requires one other light monster. So we can make that Michael, banish a card out, drop the BLS, play super fucking aggressive, and just punish opponent for trying to play Yu-Gi-Oh! It's great. Because you could banish one card from the field, banish one card from their hand, banish one card from the field. Monster, back row, hand. It's pretty nifty how quickly this deck can turn into just explosions. It's like a Michael Bay of Yu-Gi-Oh! It just comes out and it says, "Sup, I'm gonna drop these Transformer movies on you, whether you like them or not. It's just going to happen." So I'm not just gonna sit here and give you one test hand. I'm gonna give you multiple test hands. So I'm sorry if my hands start to become sweaty throughout the video. This LED light is extremely hot, and considering where this video is being filmed, yeah, that's also another thing to consider, because I do multiple takes on these videos, so I want to make sure that quality is assured. So obviously I got what I needed there. Shirayui combo into, Unizombie into Mizuki, banish Mizuki, go into combo, go to Cyphering Lord Omega, set up for next turn, get a shuffle in there, shuffle, truffle. But here's the fun thing, and I think a lot of people neglect this card right here is Gorz. if Cypher and Lord Omega is banished out, I have no defense whatsoever. This deck does not run trap cards whatsoever. I'm going to be siding Maxine most likely. But here's my thing. If I have no field presence and my opponent makes a big play and I have Gores, I could protect myself. If Gores gets sent or taken out extremely quickly, that's fine because they did something to get over it. And then Cypher and Lord Omega is going to come back. And then I can set up my play again, which is the simple play of Mizuki banish, Unizombie back, say this is in the grave for now, and then summon out the Eclipse Wyvern, boost level, don't really matter. Send that Golem Zombie that I can utilize next turn. You'll see how, you'll see why. Well, basically, the thing is I need another Mizuki, but if I get a Raiden, that's pretty much how. And then Synchro out into a level 8, which will go over to like Spark Dragon or something, because again, field presence and banish out that Red Eyes. It's so fucking good because it works so quickly. Now, if we look at our dark count, we got 1, we got 2, we got 3, because of that Gores that we put on the board. Drop and just make them sweat. Make them fucking sweat. You could actually bring out this guy too, and you can use his effect on a zombie in the grave. I'd probably do him just for 500 boost, because that way you could slam 500 into your opponent. It's just good. And of course, you want to put back that Mizuki, or you could put back the Red Eyes if you feel ballsy of going this whole combo, but I don't feel ballsy tonight with that. So, Solar Recharge, dead draw currently, that's okay. How about the next turn? Solar dead draw. See, this is what I was talking about taking it out, but then you would obviously be able to speed through if you could survive to that point. But we have dominance on the board, so it's really not a problem in that case scenario. And that's just one of those things that's just, it gets dependent on what you have, and if you have something, then you're okay. If not, well, then you just hope to God for the best of it, because it's terrible. I'll be honest, it got a little bit too hot in here. Whew, we're in the reptile room, and then, of course, with the LED light that is currently on, it gets hot, man. It gets hot when you're around all these heat lamps. There's like 4 geckos by me, so you guys can imagine. Alright, we shuffled up. We cut, at least I believe we cut. Mizuki, Light Pulsar, Zombie Master, Wyvern, Twin Twister. This is a hand I want to go second on. There's a Unizombie. So what I like to do is I like to target out the back row, use the Zombie Master, send the Mizuki, get the Unizombie effect, and probably there's a few things we can actually go for here, but probably what I want to do is go for Golem Zombie. So then use Mizuki, bring back Golem Zombie, Cypher and Lord Omega. He's a key card in this entire deck. I'm being honest. I'm not even going to deny that factor. And we could search out this guy here because he's got 0 defense. It's so fucking good. And then we're going to banish out the Unizombie that has been so helpful for us for what? For more defense on the board. And this is where we can go to rank 4. You know, you could go that Utopia Lightning, go Direwolf, 101 depending on the situation. You're not going to be able to attack this turn, so I just pretty much like leave it as that and say go ahead. Put back the Mizukis. The Mizuki's a more important card because we can get the Unizombie. They attack this, it floats. If they attack that, Mizuki, you can always bring it back. It's no big deal. And when you see this whole thing, you're just like, fuck my life! Could tribute him off for like Pulsar, but that's not what I wanted to do. I was trying to remember what I do. Use effect. Boop. And you can make that clear wing that I mentioned. I think I mentioned. You can make a clear wing, or you can be even more aggressive and play the Michael. That's also another thing. Now, if I was running Glow Up Bulb, which may end up being a thing, and there's a reason I'm bringing this up. I've been showing it to you guys. Solar Recharge, it's not pulling its weight. And the deck count, I think, is at 43 currently. So I may end up dropping out the Solar Recharges and just replacing it with one Glow Up Bulb. Because when you have this set up and like Glow Up Bulb in the graveyard, you can make Crystal Wing. And then obviously I would drop out the 101 for that fact. Because the 101 is just not always carrying it to weight. I mean, it's still a good card, but at the end of the day, you know what, it is what it is. But how many times can Ryu make Cypher and Lord Omega? Or is that all the deck really is turn 1 Cypher and Lord Omega? It's honestly my favorite fucking play, turn 1. I'm not even going to deny that. High BLS, high Golem Zombie, high Charge, high Solar Recharge. And this is pretty much the I just want to speed through my deck hand. So what would Ryu go for? If if he saw this? Well, I think Ryu would probably say Lumina. Wait, nope. We don't want to go Lumina because we want to draw a Lumina and we want to increase our chances of drawing that Lumina. And whatever we're going to get with the Light Sworn, obviously we want to put in the graveyard to make use of that Solar Recharge. There's my 2 draw. There's my 2 mill. That's pretty much why. I'm a little salty at that. But, you know, it is what it is. So, pretty much I would normal summon the Goblin Zombie. I would use Mizuki's effect to go the Shirayui Solitaire, use Solitaire's effect for Unizombie. Use Unizombie's effect to send the other Solitaire, because we're not going to utilize it this game. Just to pretty much speed up the deck, something that you don't need at this point. Go for the Cyprian Lord Omega, and then bring the Zombie Master to your hand, because Zombie Master to your hand is just going to open more plays for the following turn, which is our aggression turn. I'm also thinking about Raigeki in this deck in all seriousness, but this deck's aggressive. It's a lot of combos, so you have this as a hand. I think that's pretty good. I think it's pretty okay as that for a hand. I'm still going to keep this video going a little bit longer, mainly because these test hands and combo hands, I like to do more than just 10 minutes of it. I like to show you there's no, cutaways unless it gets too fucking hot in here. It really does. Get way too hot in here. See, this is what happens when I want to make a separate video about this, but I'll probably talk about in the beginner's guide. When you're shuffling your fucking deck and you just you go Lone Fire to Lone Fire. I know there's probably sweat on this thing because it is fucking hot in here. You go Lone Fire to Lone Fire. You want to basically just take them after the game and just do that, so that way you don't draw into them like a complete moron like I did. Just saying. So we're not going to count that part. We're going to count this because this wants to be a busted hand, pretty much. Well, that's into the busted hand. So what if my hand looks something like this? What would I do then? See, this is what I was talking about. This is the hard decision. Do you set the Goblin Zombie and start with it, and then go for the search? And if you go for the search, you can bring the Solitaire to hand, and the Solitaire can just do everything for you. Or do you go the even more ballsy route of you try to utilizing that and just sending Dark to the graveyard, like Goblin Zombie, banishing him out for that, and going from there? I mean, that's also something that you could pretty much do. I mean, yeah, that works because you have a Dark in the grave, and then you just make the Cypher Lord Omega, replace card in hand, put back the Goblin Zombie. Zombie Master combo. That's the correct way of doing it. Don't do the Goblin Zombie way. You want to do it that way. See, like the little Chaos Dragons open the doorway for when you don't have Solitaire. They really do. They're too fucking good because you just gotta know what to do with your Unizombie. This is not a deck that you could just pick up, run, and go play with. I like to basically say it's something like Blue Eyes, where you have to have some semi-knowledge of playing it. Yeah, there's a lot of boss monsters. What do you do in those dead hands? What are you going to do to try to eliminate those dead hands? You can't just run Pod Desires in a deck like this and go, oh, that's my game plan. It's not going to work out for you. It's just not. Charge a Light Brigade, and there's the Solitaire in the grave with the Eclipse and the Red Eyes. Considering there's Light Pulsar in my hand, I'm pretty damn excited. It may not sound pretty damn excited, but it's not a real game, so obviously I'm not going to be that damn excited. So Solar Recharge, 1, 2, 1, 2. Solar Recharge again, because busted shit is busted. 1, 2. Now there's a plethora of things I can do here. And I'll probably show you the most ridiculous one right now, because there's just so much going on in here. So much stuff going on in that hand. But pretty much follow my lead here. So you go Lumina to Raiden, then you banish out Mizuki for, ready for this, for Solitaire. Tribute Solitaire off. Go to Unizombie. Just fair warning, this may not be successful is the way I'm hoping it'll be. But usually it pans out when considering how much deck thinning just happened. And considering there's a Collapse Serpent in my hand, we're absolutely fine for this. Rain effect, call for effect, we're going to just tilt them. Should we call for effect? Overlay to Dante. Now, since obviously we haven't attacked or whatnot, I don't even know if we're going 3 cards, 2 on board. Yeah, we're going first. So throw his ass in defense mode. I mean, you can use Leviair. Leviair works too. You can pull back that Mizuki and just go into what you want to go into. But there's just so many. Just bash out any random ass dark. It don't even matter. Bash out Unizombie. There's 2 of them in there. Sink. Cypher and Lord Omega. And where is the dark? Are we out of darks? The freaking dark serpent. I think we are. Let me check Grave, because there's only 2 in the deck. And 1, 2. Yep, we did. We did the deed. We did the goddamn deed. So that's okay. Put a light pulsar on the board for good measure, because you know you a boss. You know how to play this game. You know how to adult, and you go from there. So this is our advantage zone. So main phase 2. Obviously, I want to put back Mizuki. It's the only Mizuki we have seen so far. And then hand loop out. You have this. They take this out. Hi, Red Eyes Black Dragon. They take this out. You don't even care because it's 2 more lights in the graveyard. It did its deed. Well, you ain't got nothing to worry about. But if they don't take it out, well, let's see what happens if they don't take it out. So Twin Twist, you know, that's a key card. Let's play Twin Twist. Boom. Play Dante effect. 1, 2, and 3. Rip Aroni. That's not what I wanted to see at all. But that's okay, because we got Mizuki number 1 to, let's say, go to Solitaire. Tribute for Solitaire. Is there another Unizombie? You cannot. I'm an idiot. There's another. I thought there was still another Unizombie in there. But you can see there's multiple ways of getting to from point A to point B. Cypher and Lord Omega is a key card into this deck. I cannot stress that enough. And that is pretty much everything else is dirt cheap in this deck. Like Twin Twisters are $7. This is a $1 card. $1 card. $1 card. $1 card. $4 card. So not super expensive. Most people who say budget may have a different sense of budget than you or I, or just, you know, your friends. Everyone's budget is going to be different than the others, because I can't say to you that your budget is the exact same amount that I can spend. Like, I look at the extra deck, right? What's the most expensive thing in the extra deck? Cypher and Lord Omega. That's the one that sticks out right now. There's really nothing else in here that is worth really any money. This is the $5 card now. This is a freaking, like, $50 card. I'm not trying to show off. I'm just saying, if you're going to build this deck, you're probably looking at about $100. Because most of this stuff here is fairly cheap. That's not counting the side deck. It's not counting anything else. But deck profile shows it. Like this and Cypher and Lord Omega are your most expensive cards throughout the entire deck. Oh, and I should say Solitaire, because Solitaire is like a $5 card. So there's that, I guess. There's a few $5 cards, but nothing really too expensive. So it's on the budget-friendly end of things, and you could just build regular Chaos Dragons for that. So thank you guys so much for watching. I'm going to go cool down. This fucking heat lamp is murder. See you guys later. Thanks so much for tuning in. If you enjoy the content, make sure to subscribe for more. Till then, peace.